Hey everyone, welcome to Off Topic Games. Today I'm gonna show you an S rank template party that I use all the time. A lot of people watching Puzzle and Dragons on YouTube might already know this. I think most people do, but for those of you who don't, there are generally two ways to S rank a dungeon. One is to, of course, lower your rarity of the team and S ranking it like that, or the other method is to get high combos and score an S rank like that. So this is gonna be the combo side of it. So a lot of people probably seen this, but it's called a Yomi Anubis party, as the leaders. That's what the leaders are. Here's Yomi. So you don't need any plus eggs, you don't need change the world. You do want it to be awoken though. So her leader skill extends her time by, I believe, 10 seconds. I don't quite remember. It's like 10 seconds or something like that. So just by having her on the team, she extends the team's orb control time for 11 seconds. Very nice. Or sorry, it doesn't increase by that much. The leader skill makes it 10 seconds, and you add one more second because just to time extension. And as for the subs, I have Pandora, Mastering, Hanzo, and the friend should be Anubis. I think you can do it with Robin from Batman too, but Anubis is probably better. It doesn't have to be plus egg, it doesn't have to have good skill, it doesn't really matter. It should be awoken though, because you want that extra finger. Okay, so what to do with this? There are many ways to do 8-9 combos with this team. The method I like that I take from Japanese players is doing, I don't know if you guys know what Change the World setup is, but Change the World is basically when you do, I guess you match 3 horizontally, and just keep going. You just keep stacking until you cannot. So it'll be like 3 red, 3 dark, 3 blue, blah 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 blah. You can do that, but the problem with doing that is you get stuck towards the end. If you're using the Change the World skill, then you'll never have to face that problem. But you know, just because there's time extension doesn't mean that I can let go of the orb and grab a new one. So what I recommend is the first 2 rows, whether it's on the bottom or the top, whether you start at the bottom or the top, you make it like Change the World, so horizontally. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I'll make like red, 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 dark, 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 blue, 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 and like heart, 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 or something like that. So you'll match 4 horizontally, so 2 rows worth. And then I'll make everything else vertically. By doing that, you usually do not get stuck. And so that's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is to always start with the orb in which you have a remainder of 1 when you divide by 3. So things like 4 orbs, 7 orbs, 10 orbs, and you know, on and on. For example, in this board, light, I have 4 orbs. Green, I have 4 orbs. So starting with either is probably good. And sometimes you don't have a remainder of 1. In that case, a remainder of 2 is fine. But you don't want to start with an orb that is perfectly divisible by 3, because well, you want to match it while you're moving your orb, and you want to just end with the orb that doesn't have that won't disappear. Don't know if that makes sense, but let's just start. So right now, this is a very good board, and I'm gonna start with this green. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this green right here. So I'll do it once, and then I'll just kind of try and commentate again. So here we go. Oops, oops, oops. Oh, okay, so that was a bad example. If you guys rewatch that, the blue was connected, so I should have made it on the left side. But hopefully you guys can kind of see the point with that. And one more thing, I guess it's not really a rule, but it's I guess recommendation. A lot of times you're gonna have 2 leftover orbs of like 2 colors or something. I recommend that you turn them horizontally and let them drop. The reason why you want to do that is because you allow, for example, you allow a sky drop match on both sides. If you do it vertically, there's only one place that the orb can drop for the match. However, if you do 2 horizontally, you have the left side or the right side. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. Sorry, I'm not really sure what I'm saying anymore. Okay, so you guys can see that the orb refresh is charged up. As soon as orb refresh is charged up, you probably want to use it. Okay, so no match. So no harm done, no benefits, whatever. It's okay. So in this case, let's see. I can start with a light. I only have 1 of that, and green's okay. There's a remainder of 2. Blue, no. Red, no. Dark, no. Okay, so yeah, light looks like a good place to start. However, I don't know what I'm gonna match on the bottom left. Maybe a dark? Oh, I don't know. So this board is a little difficult, I guess. You know what? I'm gonna start here. It's a little unorthodox, but I'm gonna start here. And some people might say, oh, it's really hard to match that many. There's too much pressure. That's very true. In the beginning, I could like barely make like 6 or 7 with this. But the point here is to not think too much. You want to just force orbs into place, if that makes sense. That's usually how I learned it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So here we go. Oops, I can't make it there. Okay, so that was kind of lucky, I think. Ideally, as you guys saw, I had 1 light left and 2 greens left. Preferably, if I had the time, I would have wanted the 2 greens to be on top, because you know it's a higher chance of a Skyfall match. That's another reason why you want to start with an orb that you have a remainder of 1 of. Okay, so here, why don't you guys kind of just look at it and think about where you guys would start, and I'll say what I'll start with in 5 seconds. Okay, so I'm planning to start with this blue here. Really, there is no correct answer to this. It doesn't really matter. So here we go. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. So I gotta match the dark on the right side. Match that. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not performing very well, but you can still make the max combo that the board allows you to. And that's obviously thanks to Yomi's leader skill, along with all these awakenings for the time extension. So again, like I said in the beginning, you know, if you're a beginner at this, just stack your team with subs with time extension. Like you can fill it all with like Yomi or something, that might be good. Or I guess Dark Kali has 2 fingers as well. And if any of you rolled the Christmas gacha from last Christmas, and you have that Lucifer that has 3 fingers, I mean that's a great sub as well. Okay, so let's see where to start. And again, time again, I'm gonna say it, but the point is to kind of force the orbs. The more you think, the more errors you'll make, I think. So I'm gonna start with this blue, and I'm just gonna force everything in place. Oh, I gotta make the dark though. Okay, and I just remembered something. So one more tip. When you're making the vertical matches towards the end, what I suggest you do is you start from one end. Or, sorry, what I don't suggest is you starting from one end and moving to the other end. And the reason is because you don't want the remaining orbs to be in one corner. And that's because that's the same thing as what I was saying before. When you want to wait, how you want to set up the 2 orbs remaining or the 1 orb remaining is horizontally always. And if you put it in the corner, then you're only going to be able to match on one side. So you want the remaining orbs to be kind of sort of in the middle. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm at the boss. I mean, and as you guys can see, I mean, you don't have to use skills or anything. But that depends on the dungeon. Let's see what to start with. I'm just gonna use Pandora without thinking. Okay. So boards like this is kind of hard because it's very easy to connect. So I'm gonna try and be careful, but honestly, it might just connect. Okay, I'll just start with a red or something. And let's match a heart here. Let's make a dark there. Let's make another dark here. Oh shoot, it's gonna connect. Oh well. So that was a 9 combo board, but I could only make 8, unfortunately. Okay. So, I don't know what my average was, but it wasn't too bad, so I think it should be an S rank. So I got an S rank already with this team, so I'm gonna hit score screen. Okay, so it looks like it's an S rank, very nice, new high score, lovely. So the average combo 9.8. I'm not too sure what the S rank score is for all the fairy ones. But I think it's around 150,000 or so. So just by average combo, I surpassed the threshold. Okay, so yeah, so that was Yomi Anubis, like 13-second team or something like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped some of you, and yeah, that's it. Hope to see you guys soon.